on guys, haven't thought of a name yet here, back at it with another banger video, back at it in my house again. Ooh, my wall and my headboard. That's about the only scenery in my room. Today's video we're going to be reviewing the brand new Aminé and KAYTRANDA album, KAYTRAMINÉ. This album I was kinda nervous for, kind of excited for going into it. I'm quite familiar with Aminé's music. I've not had his first record, but 1.5 Limbo and 2.5. Listened to all three of those records and liked them all. I found them all to be very fun records, which is why I was really excited for this, because I thought KAYTRANDA's sort of quirky, unusual production style would fit really well with Aminé. KAYTRANDA I hadn't had the best experience with. I've been meaning to check out his own albums for ages, but his simple record with IDK, if you watch my last video you'll know I wasn't really a fan of that. And he also produced a few songs on that Lancy Foo album from last year. Wasn't really a fan of them. But I thought his sort of more unusual experimental style fit well with Aminé, and let's see if I was proven right. Now we open the album with a dark, bassy pop style song, Well Who He Is. Again, I really like the bass on here, it's really strong, really slapped quite a lot. And Aminé comes with a really catchy hook, and yeah, just a solid, decent, fun opener. I could see this really being one of my most played songs from the album, and I think this song really fits the summer sort of vibe this album I think is going for. So yeah, great start. This next track, Let's Talk About It, I was kind of nervous for going into it. Looking at the features, I was pretty hyped for it. Other than this track, I've unfortunately not really been a fan of Freddie Gibbs' music. And then this track, it's got a cool vibe to it. Like, it's quite experimental, and to be honest, if I'm being honest, the beat kinda sounds a bit amateur. I said so on Genius and then got flamed. I'm pretty sure my comment had like 12 downvotes on the night of release. But you get a good performance from Aminé and then a surprisingly good performance from Freddie Gibbs, who absolutely murders this song and comes in with that killer cadence that he always has and flows faster than I've ever heard him flowing before, really. So yeah, a mixed bag of a track, but mainly solid. Forever was the first single released from this record. There were two, this one and Rebuke, and I didn't listen to either because I don't listen to singles if I know a record's way to drop. But yeah, this track's great. It's got some Afrobeats elements to it, and you've got a really catchy hook from Pharrell. Solid song, decent verses from Aminé. It's all you can really ask for. If I'm being honest, it's one of the best produced songs on the album, and another one of my favourites from it. This song, West Side's kind of interesting. You've got a string-based trap sort of beat. It's just a normal trap song, really. It's got more abstract elements to it and kind of sounds like something that would have been on 1.5, but it's not really anything special on this track. It's just a decent song, really. Next track with Big Sean Master P is decent. It's another trap style song. You've got a really weird vocal sample mixed into it that I'm not really a fan of. But Aminé flows over it quite well, and then you get another standout performance from Big Sean, which is becoming a recurring thing. He's been on a really good run recently with his feature on that Lil Keed song for Lil Keed's album, feature he did for Larry June, Easy Lover with Hailey Goulding. Like, he's on a good run with features at the moment, and he comes in with that classic sort of run on, non-stop Big Sean flow. Yeah, I really like how the two artists sort of have a lot of chemistry. They're not really taking the whole thing seriously, but yeah, just a solid song. Rebuke, which I mentioned earlier, was another single from the album. Um, this one's quite good as well. It's got a sort of old school, funky, old school hip hop sort of vibe. Um, really short. Wish it was longer, to be honest, because it's probably the best song on the album. Really, really good track. But yeah, it's good. If I'm being honest, Sauce Up's kind of a bit of a mess, really. Um, you've got a really good dance style beat on here, but yeah, that hook's a mess. I'm not really a fan of Amari. I wasn't really familiar with her going into this, but I don't think I'll be checking her music out. Wasn't really a fan of what she brought to the track, and yeah, the beat's pretty good though. One of KAYTRANDA's better beats on this project. Shut the Fuck Up 3 keeps the trilogy going. Not really anything to say about it. It's another trap style song. Yeah, it's not really. It doesn't really do anything for me. It's not really catchy or anything. Quite a lot of offbeat weirdness on it as well. So again, another track, two in a row that I'm not really a fan of. I think Aminé is gonna hustle. Might just be a hunch though. That's pretty much what this track is all the different days he's gonna do different things. It's got quite an interesting instrumental to it. Um, quite abstract sounding, to be honest, something you'd expect to hear on like a Lupe Fiasco record. But yeah, it's got an interesting vibe to it. And it's got also a dance beat switch at the end, which really good. If I'm being honest, I wish there was more dance elements to this album, because that's kind of what I thought this album was going to be. Was sort of Aminé tackling the more dance style of KAYTRANDA's production, which we didn't really get for the most part on this. It was mostly just the sort of stuff you get from Aminé, where it's like kind of quirky trap style rap music with a few interesting vocal lines and stuff. But yeah, I think that's one of my main sort of issues that I take with the record, is that I went into it expecting this really fun dance album, and we ended up just getting what feels like a decent Aminé album. Like, it doesn't really. This take's probably going to piss a lot of people off, but it didn't really feel as if KAYTRANDA was needed on here, which is a shame really, because it's KAYTRAMINÉ, it's not just Aminé, and I kind of wish that the production went more in that Summer Vibes record, Summer Vibes type of. I wish it was that kind of record, but it's not what we ended up getting. The Snoop Dogg is interesting. It kind of gives off a sort of synth pop kind of vibe to production, which I mean I slides over. One of the better tracks on here, and even though Snoop Dogg's verse sounds really, really, really phoned in on here, he comes with his signature charisma and really sort of helps to make this track what it is. Was he needed on here? No, but I'm happy he was on here. Yeah, I am. I think he was great on this song. Nah, that's a lie. But yeah, he came in and did his thing. Solid track. KNA, which is the closer of this album, is another old school rap style beat. Yeah, pretty decent song. It kind of does overstate Malcolm a bit, but the beat switch towards the end kind of keeps me going. It's a good closer. Not the best track on here by any means, but yeah, KNA was O and K. I'm trying to think of stuff to say about this record. But yeah, this was a solid song to end the album. There's a lot of more interesting lyrical content on here, because most of the album before this is just sex and money, and that's about all he speaks about. Oh, and hustling on But on here he sort of speaks about some stuff like how him and KAYTRANDA like came to be and stuff like that, which I found quite interesting. I like the more storytelling elements of this song, and yeah, good way to end the album. Now time to give my final thoughts on the record. Overall, I think it was a decent but kind of disappointing album. By no means is it bad, but just a lot of bad to okay songs on here, which is kind of disappointing. And other than some of the more pop style songs, the more dancey ones, don't really see myself playing a lot of the songs on here. Like, if I had to give you my rundown of good tracks, it would go Who He Is, Let's Talk About It, Forever, the track with Big Sean, I, and KNA would probably be the songs I take out of this, which isn't exactly a great return, but yeah. I hope they make more music together and sort of expand upon what they did here and take all these issues I have with the record and fine tune them out, because I think KAYTRAMINÉ have a lot of potential. It's just they didn't necessarily use and show that on here, which is kind of a shame. If I had to give it a score out of 10, it would be somewhere between a 5 and a 6. But yeah, not my favourite album. Before I go, I've got something to plug. I've actually started another YouTube channel called Haven't Thought of a Name Yet too, because I just can't think of names. But yeah, on that channel, it's going to be less music related stuff. It's going to be more just what this channel was before I was doing the music stuff. Just whatever really is going on there. Don't know if this is something that will last, like if it's going to be I release like 3-4 videos on it and then stop kind of thing, or if it's going to be used. This channel will always be the priority because this is the main channel. But yeah, go and subscribe to that if you want some more personal content on there. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the album in the comments down below. If you like this song, no, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Yeah, thank you for watching and goodbye.